Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to the channel for those of you who are new, and thank you so much for coming back, to whoever is coming back. So for today's daily guidance, it is one card for the collective. Please accept and love and like what you can relate to, and please leave and love and like what you can't or what you don't relate to. Thank you in advance. Please do hit subscribe and follow along on other social media outlets, and you're more than welcome to leave feedback publicly or privately as well. Thank you. Just wishing all the fathers and all the father figures and all the important males who have helped shape and mould you and guided you a very happy Father's Day, and the mums on double duty as well. Of course, you're doing a fantastic job, and happy Father's Day to you too, because double duty is really, really hard. And of course, happy Father's Day to all the male father figures and fathers and grandfathers and stepfathers who are in spirit as well, wishing them a happy Father's Day also. Okay, so for today's daily guidance we have we have two. We have the horse and we have risk. Okay, so I'm going to do the horse first. Okay, with the horse, it is about accepting help from another and delegating authority. If you are familiar with the videos, it is a case of when this comes up, it's maybe when you're accepting help to actually delegate it and ask people or tell them what you want them to do. Because there's no point in them offering their help and you accepting it if they're going to do something ridiculous that you didn't want them to do in the first place. Also with the horse, I do feel like it's a charging forward case. Like it's that kind of, some of you need to kind of keep the ball rolling and stop stopping and starting. Maybe, I know some people are like, oh no, I'm not stopping and starting. But when you're constantly switching your mind and changing your mind on things, that is a stop start scenario in a situation where the universe and everything, it's that kind of like, just make up your mind and stick to it. Or if you're not going to make up your mind, just kind of sit for a while and actually contemplate it or think about it or whatever, and then continue forward. Because by constantly changing your mind, you're sending out some seriously mixed signals, and it's all helter-skelter. Also with the horse, something, keep going, okay? Stop pulling back on your own reins. And again, this kind of does come back to the stop-start mode, but it's more than that. It's so much more. Continue to trust yourself and stop doubting yourself. For some of you, there's a lack of self-confidence and a lack of self-awareness perhaps, and that is something that you need to hone back in on, and kind of get back down to basics with it. Okay, so that's the horse for today. And the second card is risk. Okay, this very strongly linked into the horse by doing the whole stop starting and not making up your mind and kind of quickly changing your mind. Sometimes a giant leap of faith is what is needed. When there's three paths, as you can see, there is three paths laid out there. 1, 2, 3. You need to, you can't always see all the obstacles that are going to be in the way. Sometimes when we're faced with this kind of scenario in a situation, the first option is to stay how things are, right? And kind of that's fine. You kind of already know how that's going to end up. And then there's always the middle path, or that choice or that option. And then there's the other choice and the other option. What one feels right to you? Not the easiest option, not the hardest option, not the kind of the middly option that people want you to take. What is it that your options? They are your options. So what is it that you really want? And when you figure out what you really, really want, that's the path that you must take. That is it. There's no risk with it, because you're following you and you're following your feelings towards your own path. And maybe that is the risk for some of you, by not trusting yourself. And again, back to the horse and the lack of self-confidence and the lack of self-awareness, and the lack of self, just that kind of a lack. Figure it out. You can take all the time in the world, but by taking so much time, it means that some opportunities maybe get pushed aside because you're not in that situation anymore, or you're not kind of going to be there at that time. So that's gone. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, for some of you, it is just a case of taking a big giant leap of faith and jumping straight across. Just straight across and just continuing forward. For some of you, I do see more of a written kind of pros and cons wise about things and being very logical about it. But you know something, when you're doing your pros and cons, become a bit more aware of what you're trying to write down for your pros or your cons regarding certain situations, because that will give you a clear indicator of actually what it is that you want. Okay? There's always a risk in everything. But when you go after follow your heart and your intuition, the risk is minimal because you have already, you have that set already. Because you're trusting yourself. Okay? So that is the cards for today. The Horse and Risk. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you can relate. Please do leave feedback publicly or privately and I'll try and get back to you. Hope you have a great day, whatever corner of the world that you're in, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste, my friends. Take it easy. Bye.